Hello there, it's Trunk here. I recently released a video where I played through Pokémon Red using only a Psyduck. I had a lot of fun with it, so let's give another one a go. I figured seeing as it's Pokémon Red, we'd do a fire type. So let's find out. Can I beat Pokémon Red with only a PONYTA? Why PONYTA? I don't know, I just felt like it. Now, you might look at this fire horse and think it could be pretty good, and when you look at the base stats, you're not wrong. In fact, from what I can tell, it has the best base stat average of any pre-evolved Pokemon in the entire game. This is thanks to high attack and speed, decent special, and somewhat average HP and defense. The high speed might mean we see a good number of critical hits, as in Gen 1, a higher speed means a higher likelihood for crits. Where PONYTA does struggle though, is its moveset. Type coverage is non-existent. Based upon what we start with, and what we get from leveling, we only have 4 attacking moves. 2 of them fire, and 2 normal. We start with Ember, which is good for the early game, but won't get another attacking move until level 32, when we get Stomp. TM moves aren't much better. 7 attacking moves in total there, of which 1 is fire and the rest are normal. None are particularly enticing outside of Body Slam. Fire Blast might be something we have to consider, though I hate moves that aren't 100% accuracy. Plus, it only has 5 power points. The lack of move variety is going to cause us a lot of problems throughout the game. The early game is going to be an Ember fest, and it'll be a while until we can get any other damaging moves. Before we start, let's run through the rules again. I can only use 1 Pokemon in battles. That will be PONYTA. I can catch other Pokemon for the sake of HMs, but I won't be able to use them in battle. Lastly, no items in battle. The only exception to this is to allow me to catch Pokemon for HMs. With that out of the way, let's jump into the challenge. I start off by using the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to change Charmander for PONYTA. Fire type for Fire type seems appropriate, and it gives the rival a Squirtle from the start. The opening fight is pretty simple. We only have Ember. It doesn't do much, but we get a quick burn and Squirtle doesn't have any water moves, so it can't do much to us. Over time, we do enough and take it down. We then go on our usual opening quest. Grab the parcel for Oak, bring it back, grab a Pokedex, then make our way to Pewter City through the Viridian Forest. Before we make our way through Viridian Forest, I stop off at the optional rival fight to see how we get on. We can take down the Pidgey, but we're just not strong enough to get through the Squirtle as well, so I just move on. Seeing as we have Ember and the forest is full of bugs, we can easily burn our way through it and go straight for Brock's gym. First up, let's check what we can do against the Light Years guy. Both of his Pokemon are ground types, so don't resist fire. But I think we're just not strong enough to get through both the Diglett and the Sandshrew at level 9. We try again at level 10, and a critical hit Ember helps us get through Diglett quickly enough to get us to Sandshrew with enough HP to defeat it. I consider grinding a little, but decide to go for Brock at level 11. While Rock-type Pokemon do resist fire moves, it's not actually that much of a concern. Rock Pokemon have high defense, but their special is fairly low, so Ember does some decent enough damage. It also means that any defense curls from Geodude have no effect on our strategy of, use our only move. So we get through it pretty easily. Onyx looks like it's going to be pretty easy to take down, but Bide utterly wrecks us. We need to be able to take it out before Bide can ever hit. I figure I just got unlucky and try again at the same level, but we just narrowly miss out on defeating it. I reckon a single level will do it for us, so I burn some bugs and head back in. This time at level 12 we're able to withstand Onyx's Bide, opening up enough of a window for us to keep burning it, and we take out Brock. Not too bad, but I'm not thrilled about not really having any ability to strategize at all. Even a second move would be nice, but it's just Ember for now. We make our way through Mount Moon, and I actually fight a bunch of trainers on the way to Cerulean. Misty's the next gym, and she's a water-type trainer, so that's going to be a big problem. I feel like we really need to get some levels in now, otherwise we're going to have problems that our shallow move pool just won't be able to help with. I test things out by fighting one of the trainers in her gym at level 19, but get beaten by Horsey. Horsey taking down a Horsey. Very rude. Well, that's a no-go, so let's see what the rival fight by Nugget Bridge is like. We start off with Ember against Pidgeotto, Ember Abra a bit, then Ember through Rattata before finishing up with, well, Embering Squirtle. Hooray! We did it! Yay! Now, don't worry, we're not going to be a one-trick pony for much longer. After heading to see Bill and get his ticket for the SS Anne, I skip Misty's gym and make my way to Vermilion. On the SS Anne, I remember to get a TM that will be vital for this run. Body Slam. If I forgot it this time like I did with Psyduck, then I'd be screwed. PONYTA has a high base attack anyway, and mine started at level 5 with 15 attack, which I feel might be on the higher end for a starting PONYTA. Body Slam has a base power of 85 and has a 30% chance to stun. It's going to turn this PONYTA into an absolute beast. We'll see this in the next rival fight. We enter the fight at level 25, not even at full HP. We hit Pidgeotto with 2 Body Slams and it's down. Raticate falls to a single critical hit Body Slam. Kadabra has low defense, so a single Body Slam takes it out. Last up is Wartortle, which has a high defense. We hit it with Body Slam anyway and it's a crit. It survives with just a small amount of health and hits us with Bubble, but it's not enough. So we finish it up with a final Body Slam. You can see just from this fight alone how important this move is. After getting cut, I head back to Cerulean City to take on Misty. Why not Lieutenant Surge, you might be thinking? Well, it's because I need to beat Misty in order to use cut outside of battle, so we have to backtrack anyway. We're at a much higher level now and have Body Slam, so the fight is really simple. Crit Body Slam destroys Staryu, and then we hit Starmie with Body Slam, paralysing it and taking it below half health. It still hits us with a Water Gun, which does a good amount of damage, but another Body Slam defeats it. If we didn't have Body Slam, we'd still be losing this fight at level 28. Now, I could go back to Lieutenant Surge, but I think I'll just sort him out later. I'd rather just get through Rock Tunnel. We once again fight a bunch of trainers to get some precious experience, then head to Lavender Tower to fight the rival again. We're at level 31 and start off with 2 Body Slams against Pidgeotto. A single Body Slam defeats Growlithe. With Execute, I seem to recall it having high defense, so give Ember a go, and it takes down most of its health, but it's not enough. I think Body Slam might have been better, but I don't know. It puts us to sleep with Hypnosis, which is really bad. Gen 1 sleep is horrendous. Thankfully, Execute doesn't have that much that works well against us, so we wake up and take it out with 57 HP left. Kadabra is then easily defeated with Body Slam. We level up and get Stomp, but it's not really that good, especially with Body Slam there. Still, another attacking move is nice. Finally, we see Wartortle and Body Slam does over half health. If we survive the next attack, we win. Bubble doesn't really do much to us, so we hit it with one last Body Slam and we win. It's good we now have a bit of variety to our attacks. We now have 3 attacking moves, but as you can see, they don't really open up too much. Stomp will barely be used. Body Slam's our main attack, and I can see some reasons to use Ember, but I'm not sure it'll be super important going forward. Well, let's head to Celadon City and see what we can do against Erika. I've fought a few of her gym trainers, so we're now at level 34. You might think we'd go all in with Ember, seeing as this is the grass gym and PONYTA's fire type. But I honestly think that Body Slam is the way to go. We hit Victory Bell with a Body Slam and nearly take it out with a crit. It's got high defense, so I'm not surprised. We get hit with Poison, which isn't great, but another Body Slam takes it out. Next up is Tangler, which we hit with a Body Slam and paralyze it. Paralyze doesn't come into effect though, and it hits us with Constrict, though that really doesn't do much. Another Body Slam gets rid of it. Last up is Vileplume, and we go for Body Slams again. We take out around half its health, and it looks like Mega Drain brings it back up slightly above half. Sadly, a second Body Slam doesn't take it out due to this, so we just need to wait until the final turn before finally being able to defeat Erika. When we go back to looking at PONYTA's base stats, you can see where Body Slam is actually more effective than Ember, even if you ignore the base power. PONYTA's attack is higher than its special by quite a bit, so physical attacks feel like the better way through a lot of this. Maybe if Body Slam wasn't such a strong attack, you could argue using Ember, but that's really not the case here. I go back to Lieutenant Surge, but as you can probably imagine, it's super easy. 2 Body Slams total, and we are done. Future Trunk here. Yeah, in my script, and when I did the VO, I said 2 Body Slams. I totally forgot about Voltorb. That's how quick and easy this fight was. It was just... I barely even thought about it, that I forgot that Voltorb was there. I thought it was just Pikachu, Raichu, done. 3 Body Slams, not 2. I head back to Celadon to take on the Rocket Game Corner. It's pretty simple to get through there, though I do actually forget the route for a bit. It's all good. I eventually make it to Giovanni. Honestly, this could be a bit trickier than I expect. High defense Pokemon, resistant to fire, rock moves. Let's see how it goes. I give Body Slam a go against Onix, but it doesn't do much at all. We're hit with a rock throw and it does a bit of damage, but not too much. Ember takes out a lot more health, so we probably should have used that as the first move. Onix then misses its next rock throw, and we finish it with Ember. I've learned my lesson from this first Pokemon, so use Ember on Rhyhorn and it takes out a good chunk of its health. After being hit with Horn Attack, we hit it with another Ember and it's done. Last up is Kangaskhan, and we use Ember, but it's not great. We're then treated to a rather nasty Comet Punch that removes a ton of our health. I go for Body Slam and it looks slightly better, but it's not enough. Unfortunately, Kangaskhan then bites us and a crit finishes us off. Well, that certainly was trickier. We did go into the fight without having healed, so that didn't help. We try again without healing and get to Kangaskhan with 22 HP left, but despite a crit Body Slam, we're bitten once again and faint. Thankfully, the next time we face Kangaskhan, it uses Rage, and that's basically a win. We hit it with 3 Body Slams, and we've won. I'm sure we could have done it quicker if we healed, but whatever, it's no bother. We do level during this fight and have access to Fire Spin. I'm not totally sure about this one. It only has 70% chance to hit and has 15 base power. However, it works like Wrap in that it will stop the other Pokemon from attacking if it hits. With us being quicker than pretty much anything out there, it means we might be able to stunlock our opponents. We have Tail Whip, so we might as well replace that. Let's see how it does. After re-deading Marowak's mum, getting the Poké Flute and then telling Snorlax to bugger off back to the mountains, we head down the cycling path to Fuchsia and take on Koga's gym. Once again, we fight a bunch of trainers in his gym before battling him. We're at level 43 and the fight's a bit scrappy. The coughing goes down fairly easily with 2 Body Slams. When I was a kid, I always thought fire moves should work well against coughing and wheezing, because they have so much gas around them, so obviously that should set on fire and explode. Apparently not. In my head, Muck has high defense, so I tried to lock it in with a Fire Spin. It misses, and then Muck fails at Disable before the Fire Spin hits. Turns out its defense isn't much higher than its special, so I probably should have just gone for Body Slam. Oh well, Fire Spin at least chips away at its health enough before we hit it with Body Slam. It lives and uses Minimize, but the next Body Slam we use hits it, and it faints. Next is Coughing, and we manage to paralyze it. It misses with Smog, and the next Body Slam doesn't do enough damage to take it out, but Paralyze comes into effect before we finish it off with an Ember. Last up is Wheezing, and our first Body Slam doesn't do much damage at all, but it does paralyze it, and that comes into effect immediately. I check out what Fire Spin can do, but it's not loads, so we just go back to Body Slam. Wheezing is then fully paralysed again, and we've nearly beaten it, so we just finish it up with one last Body Slam, and we've beaten Koga. Honestly, I think this could have gone a lot worse, but paralysis helped out a bunch. I just wish we had some moves that were actually effective against poison types. We pick up Surf and Strength, then head over to Silph Co. I get more lost than I did at Rocket Game Corner, but eventually make it to the rival fight. Pidgeot falls to 2 Body Slams, and Growlithe goes down to a Body Slam and then a Stomp. I check out how Fire Spin does against Execute, and it crits, so it gets taken out in 2 turns. Alakazam is an easy one-hit Body Slam, and then we're on to Blastoise, who actually really scares me. High defense and a total type mismatch. Well, here we go. Body Slam takes out a good chunk of its health, and then it just withdraws. I hit it with another Body Slam, and it's still got a bit of health left. We're hit with a Bubble, which I feel like it really should have replaced with something stronger by now, but whatever. It doesn't do much against us. I realise here I'm in a bit of trouble because I don't actually have any Body Slams left, and I weigh up my options between Stomp and Ember. I settle on Stomp because even though he's used Withdraw, and he's got a high defense, I think it should be more effective. Unfortunately, Blastoise hangs on with a tiny bit of health, but then Stomp flinches it. I totally forgot that this could happen in this generation. I thought that was Generation 2. This means that I could just hit it with another Stomp, and we've won! We now have something happen that I've not been entirely sure of what to do with for a while. We get to level 48 and have access to Agility, which increases PONYTA's speed when used in battle. Now, a lot of you watching this might know why this is a tough choice, but let me take a moment to explain something here, and I'll do my best, but I might get a couple of bits wrong. I'm going to pop some links in the description that might explain it better. Anyway, you see, when you defeat certain gym leaders, you get a boost to certain stats for all of your Pokemon. Brock's Boulder Badge gives a boost to attack, Surge's Thunder Badge boosts defense, Koga's Soul Badge boosts speed, and Blaine's Volcano Badge boosts special. However, there is a little bit of a problem here. Whenever the player's Pokemon's stats are lowered or raised in battle, these badge boosts are reapplied for the remainder of the battle. At the end of the battle, the boosts are removed, and if you level up in the middle of the battle, you also lose any of those boosts. So if I take agility and I use it to increase my speed at this stage of the game, then it will also increase my attack and defense, as well as my speed by a bit extra. Sure, you could say you can't use any moves that change your stats, but you still won't be free of the extra badge boosts. If you're hit by a move that lowers your stats, like Tail Whip or Growl, then your stats will still be boosted. It's completely unavoidable. This then raises the question, should you go through a run without any intentional stat alterations? You might have your own opinion on this, but I'm going with no. All moves are there to be used. They should be used. A shame about the unintended consequences, but I guess we can just call this a surprise feature. That said, I'm not intending to use this loads, especially as I've never attempted this sort of strategy before. There will be some stat boosting, but don't expect to see it in every fight. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on this actually, because I'm sure it's a bit controversial. Anyway, I replaced Stomp with Agility. Next up is Giovanni. This time, it's a lot easier than the last time we went up against him. 2 body slams takes out Nidorino, then we do the same against Kangaskhan. I try body slam against Rhyhorn, but as expected, it doesn't do much. I tried to stun lock it for a while with Fire Spin and miss, so it tail whips me, affecting my stats. See? It's unavoidable. I try again with Fire Spins and just keep mashing A until it's done, meaning I take a risky Fire Spin at the end when I should have just hit it with something else. We then have Nidoqueen, who takes 2 body slams and an Ember to defeat. And that's Giovanni done. A lot better than before. Team Rocket cleared out, I head over to Sabrina's gym, and, well, it's a body slam fest. We do hit Venomoth with Ember, but I think body slam might have actually been better. It poisons us, so it's not like it really does anything to us. Alakazam at the end hits us with a Psybeam, which crits and does a lot of damage. Quite scary, but we survive and finish it off. I didn't fight anyone else in the gym, so I think I probably should have done that for some easy experience, but it's fine. We're almost at level 50 and we'll have more opportunities for levels. Just might have been a good idea here. Anyways, it's off to Blaine's gym on Cinnabar Island, and we fight everyone there. Bollocks to the bloody Caterpie Butterfree question. I'm not even gonna get that wrong this time. Fight me! When I get to Blaine, I'm level 51, and we just body slam to victory again. Why would we use anything else? Well, actually, there's a good reason to. Arcanine, the big fire dog. It has some good defense, and we don't manage to take it out with our remaining body slams. So we just light it on fire, even though it's a fire dog. It's done. We finished. Blaine wasn't too bad, though the big fire dog can definitely hit hard. We now get access to Fire Blast. Once again, I hate moves that aren't guaranteed to hit, but I think this one's actually going to be really important. It does a ton of damage, so much more than Ember, and without a middling fire move, it's what I've got to go with. While it's only going to hit 85% of the time, and only has 5 power points, I think it will be what we need. Well, off to Giovanni's gym, and we clear out his people before taking him on. I use this as an opportunity to test out badge boosting, and open up against Rhyhorn with a couple of agilities. I paralyze it with a body slam, then test out my new move, fire blasting it out of the battle. Dugtrio then falls to a single body slam. Next up is Nidoqueen, and I hit it with a Fire Blast, which takes it out in one hit. Looks like Nidoking might also go down to 1 Fire Blast, but just holds on. Then hits us with, Tackle. Right. Well, we just body slam it out of here. Last up is Rhydon, which we hit with a Fire Blast, but it survives a critical hit. Thankfully, it just keeps trying to hit us with Fissure, which is, well, pretty stupid. Rhydon, why are you doing that?
You're too slow!
So we just body slam it away and beat Giovanni first try. So far this run has been a lot easier than expected. A few hiccups along the way, but actually not so bad. The biggest hurdle has been the lack of move variety, but the moves we've got, especially Body Slam, have allowed us to succeed where I don't think we could have, and I don't think we've had to excessively level. We were only 5 levels ahead of Giovanni's strongest Pokemon. Of course, it now all comes down to getting through the last rival fight before going to the Elite Four and the Champion. So let's see if we can even start the journey to the Elite Four. First up is Pidgeot, and a couple of body slams bring it down enough for him to use a silly little potion, so we finish it off with one last body slam. Rhyhorn survives a Fire Blast, gets burned, and then gets taken out by Body Slam. Crit Body Slam destroys Growlithe, who is honestly just pathetic. I'm sorry, doggy, you're cute, but you're bad. Execute has no chance to do anything when I fire spin it into a stun lock and remove it. Next up is Alakazam, which survives a body slam and no, that's bad. Psybeam just took out a lot of our health, so we're gonna have to get lucky against Blastoise. Anyway, we body slam Alakazam away. Blastoise, however, causes us some problems. First turn, it uses Withdrawal, but then it hits us with a Hydro Pump, and we're done. Next attempt, we just go for body slams because we just can't risk a Fire Blast miss. Thankfully, Blastoise misses with its Hydro Pump. Then it just keeps withdrawing, which means we win. You might be wondering why Blastoise keeps using Withdraw, but it's quite simple really. Withdraw is a water type move. The AI thinks it's an effective move to use against us, a fire type. Gen 1 AI is amazing. We can now head off to the Elite Four and, well, things are about to get really tough. Lorelei is probably going to be a worry, but I'm more concerned about Agatha. We don't actually have that much that will work against her, and we don't have many Fire Blasts per fight. If I was smart, I'd get PP ups. But I'm a small-brained individual, and I'm proud of that fact. As you probably expect, I use all the rare candies I stumbled upon before going in to fight the Elite Four. Also, just to reiterate the rules I'll be using before going in, I'm not going to save between fights. I need to get through the whole lot in one go. So let's go. First off is Lorelei. Dugong's not actually that much of a concern. Body slams wipe it out pretty easily, and it doesn't do anything to us. We paralyze Cloyster and keep hitting it with body slams, but I realise that the best idea is probably a Fire Blast. Despite it being not effective, the physical defense of Cloyster is probably saving it more from body slam than the type resistance will protect it against Fire Blast. After we defeat it, we move on to Slowbro. Fire Blast doesn't do much at all, so we can't rely on that. Even with Withdrawal, body slams will be the way to go, especially as we get more aid from paralysis. I check out what Fire Spin can do against Jinx, but I'm not really a fan of relying on it. That said, it does manage to take it out. Last up is Lapras, which we hit with a Fire Blast, and that does a bunch of damage, but we're hit with Hydro Pump and we're defeated. Not a bad one against Lorelei, all things considered. I learned a lot about how I should fight her. I try again at the same level. I start with 3 agilities against Dugong for the sake of increasing stats, then go for a Fire Blast. It doesn't take it out, but I mop it up with Body Slam. Cloyster is a one-hit Fire Blast. Slowbro I Fire Blast, then hit with Body Slams. Jinx gets Fire Spins again, though the first couple miss. I take damage I'd rather not take, but eventually we get rid of it. Lapras is hit with a Fire Blast that takes out most of its health, and it hits us with a Hydro Pump, but we survive. We then hit with a Body Slam and take it out. A bit of a sloppy run, but this forms the backbone of how I'll be doing this fight going forward, though with some tweaks. Oh, yeah, spoilers by the way, we'll be doing this fight again. Just you wait. But let's forget about that and focus on what's happening right now. It's time for Bruno, and he's pretty easy, though there are still some scary parts. Fire Blast on Onix is a one-hit KO. I go for Body Slam on Hitmonchan, but it survives encounters, which takes out most of our health. I Body Slam again, but I think going forward we should probably just Fire Blast it. Fire Blast against Hitmonlee is a one-hit KO. Then we do the same against the second Onix. Last up is Machamp, who manages to survive the Fire Blast. Thankfully, it just leers at us and we finish it off with a Body Slam. Bruno is done. Again, some bits I'd like to change, but mostly there. Now it's time for Agatha. And let me tell you this, I absolutely hated Agatha during this challenge. As mentioned earlier, we only have 2 moves that can hit her Pokemon. These are Fire Blast, which has 5 power points and 85% accuracy, and Fire Spin, which has 70% accuracy and only 15 base power per hit. It's not a great moveset to go into this with. Plus, consider that Agatha likes to put you to sleep or confuse you. And then there's also the fact that PONYTA's special isn't particularly, well, special. She's just here to cause me pain. Well, here's how our first fight went. I forgot to recover the power points for Fire Blast because I'm an idiot, so I hit it once and it does just over half damage to Gengar. I go for Fire Spin and it's kinda crappy, but that with Burn on the Fire Blast manages to chip away its health and I take no damage. Actually, this is better than I expected considering my absolute idiocy. Golbat is then a 2-hit KO. We Fire Spin Haunter and she replaces it with Arbok. We paralyze Arbok with a hefty Body Slam, and then it glares at us, paralyzes us, and that's pretty much game. I thought we'd get taken out earlier, but I'm really surprised we managed to make it this far. Sure, we take out Arbok, but the Haunter just confuses us, we can't hit it, and I cry as I flail around helplessly and hurt myself. I'm actually amazed stuff like Fire Spin's additional hits get affected by paralysis and confusion, but yeah, it turns out it does. Just look at this. It's pathetic. It's here that I had a good long think about what I actually need to do against Agatha. Fire Spin's not gonna cut it. Fire Blast isn't doing enough damage, and it doesn't have enough power points. This move pool is so shallow. What the bloody hell am I meant to do? Then I noticed something. A move I don't think I've ever actually used. I don't remember how to get it. I had to look it up. That's how much I was not aware of this move. How to use it, how to get it, but I think it's what we need. Now, you'll see it in a minute. What I'm going to show you here is what's pretty much my usual strategy for Lorelei and Bruno. It's pretty consistent, but luck can work against us. I say it's consistent, but we're not using guaranteed moves still. You'll see here that I have my brand new move, Mimic, but we're not going to use that just yet. It'll come into play later, you just wait. Most of this fight, it's pretty similar to what you saw earlier. 3 agilities against Dugong for badge boost effects, plus any growls that we're hit with are quite nice for the same reason. Then we hit it with Fire Blast, and it's KO'd. Next up, Cloyster is a one-hit KO with Fire Blast. Slowbro is hit with a Fire Blast, and then Body Slams finish it off. We take some damage from Water Gun, but we should have enough HP for the rest of the fight. Jinx is just hit with Body Slams until it's done, as I want to save any remaining Fire Blasts I have for Lapras. When Lapras comes out, you can see Fire Blast takes out most of its HP, so then we just need to hit it with Body Slams and it's done. Even Hydro Pump isn't that scary, provided we have over 100 HP. Next up, Bruno, and it's pretty simple. Fire Blast Onix, Fire Blast Hitmonchan, then we Body Slam Hitmonlee, as I want to make sure that we have Fire Blasts for the next 2. The second Onix is Fire Blast, and we get to Machamp and Fire Blast it. Crit will take it out, but otherwise we'll hit it with Body Slams after. Pretty easy, but we really don't want to miss anything in this fight, otherwise it does get a little bit scary. So, that gets us to Agatha, and, well, let's see what happens here. We open up with Mimic on the Gengar, and oh, god damn it! Yeah, don't try to skip the text for Mimic. Turns out it will just bring up the menu immediately and then just select the first move on the list. Buggeration. Right, okay, let's run this again. We use Mimic on Gengar and carefully select Nightshade. This is the plan. We haven't got much that will damage these ghosts, and Ghost is weak to Ghost, so we use a Ghost on a Ghost to outghost the Ghost, and it puts us to sleep. Balls. This run's done. Okay, well, hopefully we can wake up and we're confused. Yep, this one's balked. Even when we wake up, we'll probably just hit ourselves, and we need to be getting as many hits in as possible. I don't even want to count how many times I fought Agatha. We'd stumble sometimes getting to her due to bad luck, but when we got to her, through everything that we just went through, it would just all fall apart. What I do know is I'm absolutely certain that we can get through her at this current level. I want to see what the rest of the run would be like after her. I'm absolutely just gunning for that. So let's see a run where we actually get through the first Gengar. We open up mimicking Nightshade, but then Gengar confuses us. Not the worst thing that could happen, honestly, but we still need to roll the dice. I'd rather be awake and confused than asleep. Nightshade hits and does some good damage, but it doesn't look like it's quite half. Thankfully, Hypnosis misses, and we snap out of our confusion to hit with another Nightshade. Unfortunately, this doesn't take it out, and we're confused again. We try to hit with Nightshade again, but hit ourselves instead, and then get hit with Nightshade, which takes us down to half health. It's not looking good, but we snap out of confusion, hit with the next Nightshade, and take out Agatha's first Gengar. Golbat's next, and we Body Slam most of its health away. Supersonic misses, and we go for another Body Slam to take it out. Haunter comes out, and I'm sure Fire Blast will take it down, and it misses. Great. And we're put to sleep. Double great. Oh, we wake up immediately after. Nice. And Dream Eater misses. Double nice. Fire Blast takes out most of its health, so that's not best thing ever, but it's fine. These ghosts have really high special. Nightshade takes me down to 40 HP, so this is actually looking quite rubbish. We Nightshade it, and it's done. Next up is Arbok, and Body Slam takes out most of its HP. We paralyze it, but then it glares at us, and we're paralyzed. Well, this feels like GG. We managed to take it down with another Body Slam, but we still have Gengar. We go for Fire Blast as we need to do big damage, but if we get hit, miss, or can't move, then we're screwed. Thankfully, Gengar uses Dream Eater, which doesn't work because we're awake, and Fire Blast does over half damage. Gengar gets burned. It's not gonna help much, but it's nice, I guess. I'm not sure if we go for the effective Nightshade or roll the dice with Fire Blast, but this whole battle is rolling the dice, so screw it. Fire Blast! Gengar once again uses Dream Eater rather than just kill us, and Fire Blast hits, and we finally make it through Agatha. Holy crap. This shouldn't have happened. We really didn't deserve to make it through, but we did. The whole battle is just so luck-based. But we did it. Mimic gave us some buffer that Fire Spin really wasn't giving us. Just being able to guarantee hits when we needed to was really nice to have, so I'm glad we picked it up. I don't know how useful it's going to be going forwards, but we'll see. Of course, now comes Lance. I honestly have no idea how this is going to go. I have nothing in my arsenal that's going to help me out. No moves that are effective. Even Mimic isn't going to be useful. I don't know what I'll be able to do, but let's find out. Lance opens with Gyarados, and oh god, I forgot he opened with that. I've been so focused on Agatha, I forgot he opened with a bloody water Pokemon. Well, we're screwed. Body Slam? Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, nice. Crit. And then Lance uses a Hyper Potion and undoes all of that damage. Let's go again with Body Slam, and oh god, it's useless. Oh, and of course we get hit with a Hydro Pump, and of course it nearly murders us. Well, Body Slam again, and oh, nice. We're through Gyarados. Well, let's see what we can do against Dragonair. Maybe we can set up some agilities and... oh, no, wait, Dragon Rage. That takes us out. We spent so long getting through to Lance, and we're done. Just like that. There's no way we're getting through Gyarados again like that. All that time, all that effort, and it ends like this. Okay. I know what we need to do. We just need to level a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. So use the Elite Four to level up, and we start off just 2 levels higher at level 68. There's a weird thing that happens here, actually. During the Lorelei fight, we weren't able to one-shot Dugong when we've used all of our agilities and Fire Blast. Beforehand, it would work, but at a higher level it doesn't. Anyway, the rest of the run goes pretty well. Even Agatha. We got to Lance on our first try with this setup, which really isn't bad at all, especially after all of the pain I've just gone through. So, how did Lance go? Well, not too different to last time, really. We're hit with Hydro Pump, we get to Dragonair. This time we try Fire Blast, it misses, and then Dragon Rage defeats us. Damn! Well, the next runs to Lance go surprisingly well, and we managed to get to him pretty quickly, actually. Still some hiccups, but not so bad. Then we get hit with a crit Hydro Pump. I just want to be able to get past Gyarados and Dragonair to see what else there is. Gyarados has other plans and hits us with 2 Hydro Pumps. We managed to get to him again, and we hit with a crit Body Slam. Doesn't take out all of its health, but it does mean that Lance uses a Hyper Potion. Then we get a good Body Slam in because it paralyzes Gyarados. All we need is for it to not move, and oh no, of course, Hydro Pump. Well, this is... oh, thank God it missed! Body Slam again, and we're through Gyarados with no HP loss. Hell yeah! Right, onto Dragonair, and I'm actually going to be a bit cheeky here and set up 3 agilities. Maybe it's a bit greedy, but I think I can survive anything it puts out. It hits us with 2 slams, and then uses its own agility. I go for Fire Blast and pray it will take it out, and it doesn't. Lance then uses another one of his Hyper Potion. I check out Body Slam, and that completely destroys it. Turns out Dragonair's defense is slightly lower than its special, so I think that's probably what helped us out here. Especially as our attack is way higher than our special is. No more faffing about, we need to lock in here. Next Dragonair comes out and we body slam it with a crit taking it down. I want to guarantee a hit here and go for body slam, though I reckon Fire Blast is actually better against Aerodactyl. Doesn't matter because we paralyze it and it can't move. I body slam again and Hyper Beam takes off a good chunk of my health, but it doesn't defeat me. So one last body slam takes it down. 83 HP into Dragonite, and I really don't know if I can do this. I go with what worked against Dragonair and body slam. It doesn't defeat it, but Dragonite then goes for Hyper Beam and misses. That's a 10% chance. Hell yeah! We use body slam again and it just survives. And then Lance uses a hyper potion. Ah! All that work. Well, let's just keep going. Can we do this? Body slam. No paralysis, but it's chipped away. Then Dragonite decides that it's a great time to use agility. All right, mate, go with whatever you feel like. That's cool. I'll just keep slamming. We take it back down to that small sliver of HP and it uses agility again. You idiot! You moron! Utter dunderhead! Dunce! Simpleton! One more body slam and Lance is toast. I really didn't deserve that win, but I'll take it. Of course, this has all built to this final fight. If we can't take down the champion, then we will need to do all of this again. Can we do it? There's no use waiting around. Let's go. First up is Pidgeot, and I figure this is the best time to set up some agilities. Pidgeot is one of the least scary Pokemon of the lot, especially as it decides to use Whirlwind for some reason. I go for a body slam, hoping it's good enough to take it down, but it isn't. The Sky Attack actually reduces our health to almost half. We then finish it off with a body slam. Not a great start, honestly. Next up is Alakazam, and I think this might be a good time to Mimic, though it is risky. Of course, the pick here is Psychic. It's a great move in general, and it will be awesome against Venusaur. Alakazam has a funny moment and uses Recover despite being at full health. This allows us to body slam it away, and we are done with it. Unfortunately, we actually level up here. Why is this unfortunate? Well, you know those agilities I set up at the start? The badge boosts that came with them, they're gone. So maybe it would have just been better to attack Pidgeot straight away. But then Alakazam might not have been a one-hit KO. I don't know. Anyway, next up is Rhydon, and I go for Psychic. Crit takes out most of its health, but it doesn't go down. The champion then uses a full restore, so we're not hit. I give Fire Blast a go, and it crits, but that's not enough either. It does get burned, and then it just leers at us, so we still don't get hit. Burn almost takes it out, but doesn't, which is a bit of a shame, but then we can just body slam it and it's done. The big Fire Dog comes out next, and I'm not really sure if I should go for body slam or Psychic, but I settle on body slam. It unfortunately takes 3 body slams to finish it off, but we're lucky that it does absolutely nothing to us. Executor is a worry. It does have Hypnosis and a high special, so it might be a tough one to beat. I go for Fire Blast for type effectiveness, but it misses. It goes for a Stomp and we're down to a quarter health. Fire Blast then hits, but it's not really enough, though Executor does get burnt. Oh, Barrage! I'll take Barrage. 18 HP left, but we've made it through Executor, and now it's time to take on his final Pokemon. Psychic should do it for us, and... oh, wait. That's Blastoise. Of course, the pick here is Psychic. It's a great move in general, and it will be awesome against Venusaur.
Awesome against Venusaur. Awesome against Venusaur. Awesome against Venusaur.
Oh god. Oh god, why did I think he had a Venusaur? Oh, Brain! Brain, why? Why, Brain? Oh, we are screwed. We are so screwed. Well, Body Slam's not gonna be great. Fire Blast might be okay, but it's resisted. Maybe Psychic is actually the way to do this. No, that's actually hardly done anything. Well, here comes Hydro Pump, and... oh, withdraw. Yes, Blastoise. Of course, Blastoise! Water moves are indeed effective against me. Keep it up. Yes, Blasty! Use those effective water moves. Oh, boy. Oh, Blastoise, this is hurting me so much. Oh, you dumb son of a bitch. Oh, Gen 1. I adore you. Well, there we go. We did it somehow. I didn't expect to make it through that fight at all. But we defeated the champion on our first try. This was so undeserved. Oh, God. We needed so much luck to get through all of that, but we also had a lot of luck go against us, to be fair. Agatha was so painful, and we finally managed to get through her semi-regularly. Well, we're done. Now comes the debrief. What could I have done differently? I don't know. Level up more? It's not like I had loads of moves to pick from. This was kind of the best set I could figure out using. Maybe some other Mimic choices? Maybe? When it comes to whether or not I should have used agilities, well, the only way things would have worked out differently was if I'd have leveled up more, so really it just saved me time. Not like I had much else to include in that spot. I know one thing that I wish I did was get a bunch of PowerPoint ups and use them on Fire Blast. That extra security would have been really nice. That's really the only major difference that I can think of that would have made this run better. But I am so done with this run. In a lot of ways, it was really fun, but it just felt rough having to stick with one move for so long. It started off with mostly just using Ember, then it was mostly used Body Slam. At least once we got to the Elite Four, I had to think a bit differently. But the move pool is just so shallow that there's not a lot you can do with PONYTA. For my next run, I think I'll look at a Pokemon with a bit more move variety. Let me know what Pokemon you think I should use next, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.